So I want to speak to you today about a topic that I don't very often discuss because it's such a nuanced subject, but frankly, a lot of content out there is complete BS in my personal opinion. And that is the topic of the law of attraction, manifestation. I meet tons of guys, tons of clients. They really want to manifest a certain reality, a certain car, status, a certain person. And the problem with this is they're doing it wrong. The first thing that I usually recommend is to stop dwelling on particular objects and start dwelling on the person that you need to become. It's the idea of seek first the kingdom of heaven, and all of these things will be added to you. When you're at a place internally where you have inner peace, you have inner confidence, you have inner abundance, you can see the beauty all around you, regardless of your current life situation, then objects start to come into your life, relationships start to come into your life, when ironically enough, you don't feel like you need them because you feel complete within yourself. And this is truthfully why I talk so much about spirituality on this channel, because I know a lot of you guys, you're scrambling on YouTube trying to find answers of how to have a certain status, to have a certain level of achievement. But in a lot of ways, most people, I'd say 95% of people, are putting the cart before the horse. And there's nothing more painful than fighting your whole life to acquire certain objects or certain status, and then realizing you still have that void within. All that being said, I'm gonna share a clip with you of a sermon that I gave in the Conscious Men community. I give these weekly, and I feel like this unplanned talk with the guys in the community has a certain energy and enthusiasm and even humor to it that I think you'll enjoy. If you're interested in this style of content, let me know in the comments. I have tons of clips just like this in the Conscious Men community. We're probably up to 100 hours at this point of calls, and it's not just me rambling, it's actual conversations with the guys in the community, answering questions, sharing insights. It's also just a great community to connect with other like-minded guys. Link is in the description if that interests you, but where the real magic happens is my one-on-one mentoring. And I will say that I'm very selective at this point, just because I can usually sense when there's an energy of someone who's very serious about doing the work on themselves, both internally and externally. And I only want to help guys who are truly ready to help themselves. I'm only going to be taking on a few more clients over the next couple months, but if you're interested in that and you feel a call towards that, click the link in the description, fill out the form, and you'll be getting an email from me. You are loved, you matter, and you've barely scratched the surface of what you're capable of. Here's the clip. A little sermon today, and then we'll dive in, answer any questions, or allow anyone to share anything. But I've been thinking a lot recently about manifestation and, like the law of attraction, because it's such a popular topic and it's something that people get really hung up on. And I understand, there was a season in my life where I was obsessively saying mantras and stuff because I was trying to manifest certain circumstances and objects here in the 3D world. So I have a ton of compassion. I understand wanting to manifest. And I actually think, it's okay to desire things. I think it's a good thing. But when manifestation actually changed my life, I had this moment, okay? And here's the best way to describe it. It was after the biggest mushroom trip I ever had. But it would almost be like the equivalent to where if God appeared to you and was like, hey, everything that you desire, everything that your heart desires is going to be here very soon. It's coming. So don't worry about it. Just walk with confidence and just be at peace and do the things that you feel drawn to and give 100% in everything that you do, and you'll be fine. That's it. Essentially, after the mushroom trip, that's kind of what happened to me. And there was this very deep level of embodiment where for the first time I started to experience the sensation of like being at peace, being happy, being grounded without any of the external things really even being there. And if anything, I took my focus and attention off of those things completely and was just focusing on who I was. Almost, here's another example. Imagine like a superhero in a movie, right? they could lose everything, but they're still who they are. It's like Superman's still Superman, Batman's still Batman. It's like you can't take away who they are. And another element, imagine if you were the chosen one, okay? And you knew this. You're like, I'm the chosen one. But here's where it gets interesting. Imagine having that element without the idea of separation, as in, yes, you are the one, but everybody else is also the one. And the ego doesn't like this. But when you understand that they are the one because we're all the same consciousness, essentially being expressed in different forms, it's actually very beautiful. So imagine this for a minute. The perfection of the beauty of purest, whitest light, that maybe is like God, right? As an example. And essentially on this earth, every human being is a very unique prism where this light travels through and refracts in completely unique, different colors that have never quite been seen before. Every person is that, but most people haven't tapped into that because there's an element of knowing. When I stopped hoping, I know that's a weird thing, right? Everyone's like, oh, hold on to hope. I stopped hoping because I realized that the energy of hope was just like, oh, I hope this works out. I hope that I can survive. I just let go of hope. I was just like, I am this person. It doesn't matter. And so when you start to embody that, the external world over time can't really help but sort of match who you are. And by the time that it does, you don't even really care. But it is fun. It's like, oh, cool, I've got a new car. Oh, cool, I'm attracting great relationships. Oh, cool, it's like my business is doing this. You're enjoying it. You know, you're not like not grateful or anything like that. But, you know, I don't really hear manifestation explained this way. It's always just like, focus on what you want. Keep focusing on what you want. I want this. I want this. I want this. But when you're in the energy of want and desire, it's just another form of hell, to be honest with you. And then by the time you get the thing, you're so exhausted of like trying to put all this energy and like intentionally manifesting that it defeats the purpose. And so part of the download and message I got after that mushroom trip was basically like, hey, you have on the surface, you have this desire to be a rock star, but what you really want is to be a whole, complete, and healed version of yourself who's also able to help others do the same thing through some kind of creative outlet, whether it's music, whether it's, you know, whatever it is. And this is before I ever even started my YouTube. So I kind of like let go of a lot of things. And then one day I literally just woke up with the YouTube idea. You know, it wasn't just like, I want to do YouTube. I want to do YouTube. It was just this thing that was just sort of in alignment with the path that I was on. And when it found its way to me, things just started unfolding. But I was already at peace anyway. So I think these ideas are important because I wouldn't throw out the idea of manifestation completely. Be like, oh, it's all just woo-woo BS. But I also wouldn't obsess over it to the point where it's like, all right, I've got to say my 200 mantras today, and I need this result. I need this result. It's mine. It's coming. It's just like, that's an energy of just like really wanting. You don't know yourself yet. If that's where you are and you need something that bad, then you don't really actually know the essence of your being yet. And that's okay. You know, it takes time. But at the end of the day, that's actually what we're looking for. So, little rant on manifestation. That is a topic that does sort of keep coming up with like different clients and stuff like that. And it's a topic that's really fun to talk about. I know all the lingo when it comes to manifestation. I know that The Secret, that documentary, really popularized it for a time. But yeah, that's my little rant today on that. So, because I know we all have desires, and that's okay. I just posted a video today about desire and the usefulness of the mechanism, how it encourages us to continue to grow and expand. But the suffering just comes from attachment from the desire, the desired outcome. So enjoy your desires. When you achieve goals, enjoy them. Just know that it's not going to complete you in any way, shape, or form. And then you're just immediately going to set another goal. But that's just where the growth and expansion comes in. It's an amazing mechanism. So, yeah.